Today is day 4 of me talking to camera to improve my confidence. Yesterday, I literally started the video talking about how to talk to camera. I'm so used to also just filming videos on doing tutorials that I was kind of walking into the video, like starting the video talking about, I'm going to show you how to do I'm like, no, bro, I'm just here to talk to camera so that I improve my confidence. Like today, I was just like, what am I going to film? What am I going to talk about? And I was just like, you know what? Just take the camera and just move around and also talk about how do people find topics to talk about, especially when like they are vlogging, or what are good conversation starters. And I just remembered like, yo, I used to do this for a living. Like when I was working as a journalist, like every single day I would have to come up with 3 diary stories. I was a newspaper journalist, and then I was also a broadcast journalist at some point where I became a TV reporter. Right now I'm just deciding to take my steps and also just do this so that I'm also moving. Yes, I was a journalist for about 3 to 4 years. I studied media in school. Videography to be exact, that was my major, but I ended up studying journalism, public relations, something in media. There was a lot of modules that I actually took. I went to Boston Media House in Joburg in Sandton, and I did my 3-year diploma there, and I ended up majoring in videography. I'm just gonna let this car pass and make the noise because I'm just being genuine with this. So anyways, when I started working in media, I was working for ANN7. It was called African News Network, basically the Guptas. Now it's called Newsroom Africa when it got sold and it rebranded. That's a story for another day. But yeah, that's the company I used to work for. I was a journalist for them. I started out as an intern, and then I became like a newspaper reporter, online reporter. When I actually got hired, I was so happy because we did a year internship, and then I didn't know whether I made it or not, and then I actually made it. And it was really amazing. So I first started off working on the online department, where we would write stories for online. I ended up also editing because I'm also good at editing, because I told you I studied videography, so I had a little bit of experience. And then I got better when I started to do the editing. So sometimes I'll be writing online stories, and I learned how to write for online and do Twitter. I did so many things that were so cool you wouldn't even imagine. Like, yeah, did so many events with the company. Like, we would go to what were these briefings? There were these business briefings that would always happen in partnership with SABC, with Peter Ndoro. So would also go and do those, and that's when I started to get exposed to the TV guys as well, which is how I ended up being a news reporter, like a junior news reporter. That was the last position that I had. So every morning, just to cut this short, whether I was doing online for newspaper or for the physical newspaper when I moved to Cape Town, and then I became a TV reporter, every morning a journalist has to come up with 3 diaries, 3 stories that they want to cover. So this was me looking for things to do for work for the next day. So that's how you get your news stories on the news all the time. So each reporter brings a story or 3 stories. They pitch it to diary to their producer if you're working like on TV, or to their editor, to their senior editor if you're working for newspaper. You pitch your 3 stories, and then the one that will be, it has to be profitable and also something that people also want to read. So it's like an in-between between those two. I don't know if I'm exposing too much, but I'm just letting you know how it worked for us, or how it worked for me personally. I won't speak for everybody else. So I would pitch 3 stories. So let's say, for crying out loud, just putting it out there, there are 3 stories I would come up with. Maybe there's something that's happening with the taxi bosses or taxi industry, and then there's people that are protesting, or someone that's feeding the homeless, and then there's a story in Parliament where we need to go look at the health department, or if it was SASA or whatever the case might be. Then I would pitch those stories. Then before bed, I make sure that I've written down the story, and I have my contacts. Who am I going to talk to when it comes to that? So if it's SASA, who am I talking to? If it's the taxi industry, I would make sure that that night I have my contacts. I've sent my emails to the taxi bosses that I'm going to talk to, or Santaco, those kind of people. I'll make sure that I arrange that. And I would also need to make sure that I have a point of view of the people. So if I have people I can speak to, like at the rank, because there's protest or something that's happening, or if it's e-hailing, get someone from Uber to talk to. If it's like Department of Health, I have to make sure that I have an official that I already spoke to beforehand. That's what I would do every single day after work, after I've sent in my assignments. And if it was TV, I would still come back home and have to write my script and then voice over the things that I went live on that specific day. So when you see a reporter live, they will do their live. They've curated the story, they found everything that they need to, their editors approved, then they go shoot the story and they do a live. After the live, they must come back and script and then work with their editor so that they have a cut that now goes and plays later on when you're now watching TV, like at 8 o'clock. So that was basically my day. So if I can come up with stories for work or things to talk about, and I did it for years, every single day I would come up with something to talk about, I think I can be able to talk about something every time I get on camera and figure out what to talk about. Just like now, like I came not even knowing what I was going to say, and look how much we've talked, and look at how much I've said and I've shared about just me, my life, and just basic stuff. I wanted to say basic shit, so just basic shit. Because this is a vlog, I'm being as genuine as I can. I do swear here and there. I know, yes, it's not a good thing, but that's how I felt like expressing, and I felt like I must express that way, so I did. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the fact that I actually could come out and tell you a little story time, and I hope it was interesting. It was actually nice for me to just recap on what I was doing, and then after that, I did it for how many years? I did it from 2015, just as I had finished my studies, and then up until 2018 or 2019 when the company closed, like a lot happened. Like I met so many people, it was just insane. And at that time, that's when I also started to do like YouTube. I started content creation. I started taking in my own clients, like for videography, for editing, for photography. So then when the company closed, because it liquidated when the Guptas had their story that was happening there, it also affected us as the employees. We would go to work and other reporters would be asking us like, so what's going on, what's going to happen with your company? So then there was a bid, the names changed, we got a new boss, something Mani is now like in politics now. I cannot recall his name, but yeah, companies change names. I won't say names. Companies change names, and then a new bid happened. The new company was acquired, but I did not apply to the new company because I didn't even know whether it was going to be there or not, because after the company lost, another company started, so I didn't know whether I was going to be employed or not. So I just decided to stay on the self-entrepreneurship or self-employment journey, where I would look for my own clients, I would freelance, and that's how I've just been surviving now. So I'm a freelance videographer, freelance content creator. I have like how many channels now? 2 channels. I also have products online. I have a business with my husband. We're both into media, so I'm really blessed that I actually met someone that also is interested in creative things just like I am. So yeah, that's just been my life professionally in a nutshell. Obviously there's more details I could talk about, but this just came from the fact that I was looking for things to talk about, and I ended up realizing that I'm actually a very good conversation starter. I just need to realize it and own it and live within it, and then just experience it. Sometimes it's not about overthinking about what you're going to say, but it's just taking from my experience and then sharing with you what I'm thinking about a specific thing. Like right now, as I sign out, I think it's now 8 p.m. and yeah, it's still bright out. I can't believe it. Cape Town is just a whole different it's a whole different city compared to Joburg, because I was so used to Joburg weather. At this time the sun is gone down. I still cannot believe, after having moved to Cape Town since 2016. 2015 I visited, I fell in love with the city, and then 2016 I transferred, same company, same office, to this side, and I've never looked back. I don't know, I cannot say I won't move back to Joburg or go anywhere else, but for now, it's been really beautiful, and I love that the sun sets at like 8 p.m, whereas in Joburg by 6 it will be like gone. So yeah, that's me signing out and just sharing how my day was. My day was good, there's nothing to complain about. Today I was not as hungry since I am on a no sugar and 1 meal a day. I was actually really good. I'm okay and I'm feeling great. After supper is always the best time, so I think I will be talking to you a lot after supper. Otherwise, I'm signing out. This has been me talking to camera to improve my confidence. Peace.